good reader. Look, can you read us this one? He's got a really good voice. Look, okay, he's a very good reader.
Three scenarios are most situation dynamic that is changing sometime in an unexpected ways. For example, the Great Recession of 2008 or the coronavirus pandemic of 2019. If so, should you develop different scenarios for what might have been in your life or in a given situation? Is it recommendable to have at least three scenarios? First one, optimistic scenario. Second one, baseline scenario. Third one, pessimistic scenario. In the column to the right, write down how this might apply in your own life and how this might be of help to you.
Okay, very good. We need to switch places. Anyway, okay. So life is unpredictable, right? Unfortunately, we think that we can predict things and we do the best we can, but sometimes things happen and we don't know what happened, right? Like the Great Recession of 2008. Did you think we were going to have this coronavirus pandemic? No, no. It just things happen, and it turns your life upside down, right? Okay. So given that things happen and that life is dynamic and unexpected things happen, you might want to have three scenarios for your life, for what's likely to happen to you in the next 5 or 10 years or whatever. Okay. We already know based on the data from Social Security that you're probably going to live a long life. Okay, probably 80s if you're a young man, maybe 90 if you're a woman. Okay, so that we know. Okay, for the most part, about 50% of the people will live less than that, less than 80, but about 15%, especially the women, are going to live more than 90. Okay, something like that. But about 2/3, that's what we can expect. 80 to 86 if you're male, 86 to 90 if you're female. About 2/3. Okay. Except for the people who either die in car accidents or AIDS or cancer or something. Okay? Exactly. Okay, so that part we know. Now the other thing is to have these three scenarios. Optimistic one, a baseline. So that's our baseline scenario. Okay? Baseline scenario is 80 to 86 if you're a young man, 86 to 90 if you're a young woman. Okay? And then have a optimistic scenario and a pessimistic scenario. Right, like that. That's what I'm asking you to do here. How do you think your life is going to go? Okay. Now I know our Brazilian students are soccer players, I think. Okay. So, So the baseline scenario. Let's say you stay in California. You finish your college education. You're probably going to make around take home about $50,000 a year, times 40 years is about $2 million. That's your baseline scenario, and you're probably going to live to 80 to 86. Okay? And you're going to make about $2 million in California. That's your basis. Okay? The pessimistic scenario, well, let's talk about the optimistic scenario. The optimistic scenario, you make more than that. Okay? Okay? You live more than 86 years, right? Or more than 90 years if you're a woman, and you make tons of money. Right? It's not 2 million, it's 3 million, 10 million, 10 billion, I don't know. Okay? That, who knows, right? We know that some of our students are going to be very successful. Okay? And we know that just from past history. Okay, let me give you an example. There's a college near Pasadena. You guys know where Pasadena is? It's like in the northern part of LA County. Okay, there's a college in Pasadena called Occidental College. Have you ever heard of this little college? Occidental? Never. Okay. There's a little college, okay? And not too many years ago, there was a young man sitting in Occidental College, okay, in a classroom like this one, and his name was Barack Obama. So we already know some people are going to be very successful, okay? I remember sitting in the MBA program at UCLA, and I remember sitting next to a young woman at the time in my class. Today, she's one of the vice presidents of the Walt Disney Corporation. Okay, I should have married her, but she didn't like me. Okay, so some people will be fabulously successful. Okay, we know it. Okay, and then let's talk a little bit about the pessimistic scenario. Okay, what's the worst case? Okay, and let me go back to our calculator so we can talk about it. Okay, go back to the calculator. What's the minimum wage in California right now? $15 an hour, okay? And what's your standard work week hours? 40, okay. So multiply it by 40 hours. That gives you what? 600 a week, right? Times 50 weeks, 2 weeks vacation, that's 50 weeks. That's $30,000 a year. And let's say you work for 40 years, right? That's 40 years, which is your standard work life, 25 to 65, 30 to 70. So your worst case scenario is that you're going to make $1.2 million in the next 4 years. Of course, if you work longer, you'll make more at minimum wage, right? But that's your worst case scenario. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, unless you don't want to work. But if you don't want to work, then you got to find a sugar daddy or something. Okay? So that's the worst thing that can happen to you in California. Okay? So, do you think most people in the world can make $30,000 a year? No. No. Right? The fact that you come to California is a very big plus. It's a very big plus. Okay? So anyway, okay. That's enough said about that. Okie dokie. Okay, we got 2 more slides.